Removing the leg shield from your Super Cub may be needed to access the motor, install electronics, or simply clean the bike. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 15 of my How To 125 series, 125 how-to videos for your Super Cub C125. If you're into Super Cub content, please subscribe. Today we're going to be removing a major part of the bike, the leg shield. It can be frustrating if you're doing this for the first time, but I promise you'll be able to do this. If you've never done this, it could take up to an hour, so plan accordingly. Let's get into it. For this project, you will need a Phillips head screwdriver, a nylon pry tool which isn't required but makes it much easier, a 3/8 Allen wrench, and a small flathead screwdriver to help you get some clips out. First, remove your center cover. Take your Phillips head screwdriver and remove this screw. Then, peel it down like you were peeling a banana. It comes right off. Then, remove these two trim clips sitting right in front of the top of the leg shield. Turn the handlebars to the opposite side of whatever side you're working on. Press in the center of the clips with your small flathead screwdriver, then use it to pry the clip out. If you have fat fingers or big hands, this part will be a challenge. First one side, and then the other. Next, you'll remove two more clips from the top of the rubber air cleaner guard. Same method. Push the center of the clips in, then remove the entire clip. First one side, and then the other. Then slide both sides of the rubber guard off. Then take your Phillips head screwdriver and remove the screw from the main switch top cover. Look at that UPC sticker still on the screwdriver after 10 years. How lazy am I? Once that is removed, go ahead and take your nylon pry tool and get the cover off.
I don't know how that happened.
Next, remove this main cover screw and the main switch cover. I actually forgot to do this at first, and I'll show you why it almost ruined this video. Warning: before you attempt this next part, you will need to be careful. This is one of the most important parts of the video, and you need to really take your time. I've had to replace this part twice now because I broke the original, and then I broke the replacement. So as you can see, I put undue pressure on the left side, causing the right side to snap. And here's me doing it again. Pathetic. Make sure to tell me in the comments how dumb I actually am. Now, the third attempt. You will see that I'm somewhat struggling. I was so confused why it wouldn't come out. And then it hit me as I walk away in disgust. I forgot to take that center screw out. Don't do this. Don't be like me. Make sure you follow this video step by step. For reference, this replacement part was $40 and I had to buy two in addition to the original one. So in essence, I purchased this part 3 times. So now it can be removed easily. Make sure you release the right side by the ignition switch first before exerting pressure on any other part of the piece. Yay, I did it. Now remove these 6 socket bolts, 3 from each side. Then go ahead and separate the body panel from the leg shield by pulling them in opposite directions. Next, remove the leg shield from the grommet on each side by pulling away from the center of the bike. After that, you're ready to pull it off. Work the top off first by getting around the ignition switch, then pull it straight up. Be careful here. You don't want to scratch up the plastics where the shield connects to the body panels. Here's an unobstructed view of the motor. This would be an ideal time to clean it, but I didn't. My father would be very disappointed. A quick side note, keep all of your pieces close in an organized pile. Nothing is worse than losing a clip or a screw. When you're ready, go ahead and install in reverse order, making sure it's lined up with the body, on the grommets properly, and squared up with your 2 clip holes at the top. It's easier if you get the top part around the ignition switch first. Do you see me struggling? Let me give you a quick tip when attaching the shield to the body. There are holes that it needs to be snapped onto to make the rest fit properly. Here's a photo of it done incorrectly. You see how this is not snapped on? If it's on incorrectly, nothing will line up and you'll wonder why. And here is a photo of it done correctly. Do this before trying to do anything else when reattaching. You can see me fiddling around because they aren't on properly, so make sure you don't make this mistake. Once everything is lined up and fits nice and snug, go ahead and replace your 6 socket bolts. In this process, the washer may fall off of your shield. Make sure the washers get back on these before replacing the socket bolts. Then, replace your 2 trim clips up at the top. The black upper leg shield and the white main leg shield should have their holes lined up if everything is put together properly. Putting them in is much more of a challenge than taking them out. I had to remove my gloves for dexterity and finger grip, but why am I wearing gloves anyways? After that is done, go ahead and reinstall the rubber air guard. Another quick tip for these clips: you can put the pin in halfway, install it, then push the pin in. Or you can slide the pin through, install the base of the clip, then put the pin in. Either way works. Alright, go ahead and install these clips at the top of the rubber guard. I just threaded the clip through the hole in the rubber and then placed it in, then secured it with the pin. Next, put your center cover back on by lining the clips up and securing it snugly. Then use your screwdriver to fasten it. Then, reinstall your main switch cover by sliding it over the ignition switch first on the right, then pushing the rest in on the left-hand side. Again, be careful with this part. Then, put in the washer and center screw to the main switch cover. Then install the main switch cover top, and finally put the last screw back in. You did it!
Alright, that's all there is to it. Pretty easy, right? Or maybe not so much. I've done this a number of times and I still catch myself making mistakes. As you see in the video, trying to take parts out before the bolts come in, scratching the body panels, it's just part of learning. If you love taking apart the Super Cub, these things are going to happen. But don't get discouraged. If you have to, take a step back, take a couple deep breaths, watch this video again, and then try it again. Practice makes perfect, and you're not gonna get it right the first time, or maybe you will, I don't know. Nonetheless, just don't quit and stick with it. If you're into Super Cub content, please like and subscribe, especially if you want to see more how-to videos. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I remember when I couldn't even get 10, so thank you very much for anybody that has subscribed. If you haven't, why haven't you? But in all seriousness, thank you very much for watching my video. I greatly appreciate it. Please stay tuned for more Super Cub content and stay safe on your Cub or whatever else you ride.